Hello guys, I prepared today for you a scene and it looks kind of like this. Uh, yeah, this image is still a little bit noisy, but pretty much that's what I'm going to show you today. How to texture this scene in here. I'm not going to show you how to model it because it's not that hard and it's quite long to model all this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to texture this scene in here. If you like it, you can watch this tutorial and see how I did it. Okay, this image in here, the outside is kind of it looks kind of like a plane. I didn't focus very much on that because I just throw in a plane, an image texture, and yeah, it doesn't look so nice. But the interior is uh, texture by me. Okay, and download the starting file, which is beneath this video. If you're watching this from YouTube, you have to go to my site. I have a link in my description and download the starting file from there. Okay, so this is the starting file. As you can see, you can't see very much inside of it, so I'm gonna arrange this a little bit. First select this in here. This is window, and we're gonna do something in here so we can see inside a little bit better. Okay, so go right here to the object panel, or yeah, and right here at display select wire, type wire. Okay, do the same for the other window and also for this plane in here. Okay, so now we can see a little bit better inside. Okay, as you can see, I have in here two layers. I splitted my objects along two layers so they won't be very crowded. Just one layer, and the last layer has an object. This is just a Bezier curve. Okay, you just leave this in here. You don't need to render this, but don't delete this. Okay, so pretty much this is it. I'm gonna start texturing right now, and first I wanna do this light in here. Notice we're in cycles render. Okay, and I'm gonna add the texture, emission, and the strength will be 25. Also, you could perhaps make this slight, just a little bit yellowish, something like that. Okay, also this plane in here is gonna be a light, some like a fill light, but a smaller one is not gonna have so big strength, just 5. If you can see in here, this is also a light, but I linked it to this one so we don't have to do the material twice. Okay, so pretty much that's it. Before you start modeling, that's the lighting, sorry. This plane in here, although we hide it for the display, if we render it, it will render, so we don't need that because I've added this plane in here so it will block the light. If you don't add this, you have like shadows in here, and in there it's light, so just block the light. So what you need to do so you won't render that is go right here, ray visibility, and uncheck camera, so now the camera won't render it. Okay, first let's start texturing. I'm gonna start with this in here, and for this one I will have 3 materials. Okay, so let's just add the first material. I'm gonna name this, let's just say furniture, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, this will be a mixed shader. between a diffuse one and a glossy shader. Also, I'm gonna split my window in here, and we're gonna use the node editor for these materials. Okay, maybe raise this point, this factor to 0.6 or something like that. And yeah, pretty much something like this. Maybe just a little bit yellowish. Okay, now we're gonna add a second material, furniture. Wait, this will be the top. Okay, so we need to assign this material. Tab into edit mode. And we're gonna select this, the top in there, maybe that one as well. Okay, maybe we can switch to face mode. Alright, so just select all those faces. Yeah, this one as well. Okay, select all those top faces. All the way in here. Okay, that's good. Now press assign and tab out of edit mode. Okay, now we are going to edit this material. Again, I'm gonna use a mix shader, diffuse with glossy. This time I'm gonna use a lower factor, let's just say 0.3, and the color in here is going to be black or almost black, yeah, something like this. And let's just show you material. Oh well, actually I went to don't know why this face in wait, I'm just gonna do this again. I guess I didn't select the right faces. Okay, assign. Also the roughness to by 0.4. And I'm just gonna add the third material, and I'll come back to this and see why it doesn't work. Okay, just furniture. Yeah, this is the sink. So pretty much this will be the rest of the sink. I'm gonna hide this and select all the sync, assign. You could perhaps Alt H to unhide, and again a mix shader, diffuse and glossy. Okay, so this is going to be the sync. It's a little bit different from this one in here. I'm gonna use the black one as well. The roughness is going to be higher in here, 0.8, and the factor to 0.2, because this the sync material is going to be is not going to reflect as well as this top material, so the roughness is higher. I've raised up. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna fix the top. Okay, let's just see. Select, deselect. I'm gonna deselect it all, and oh, sim doesn't work. Oh damn. I'm just gonna do this again. Top. Diffuse. Glossy. Yeah, sorry about this. 0.3 black. 0.4. And okay, Control Tab face. I'm just gonna select these faces in here. I'm not gonna go all the way down. Okay, to see if that was the problem. Okay, something like this. Okay. Almost done. One more in here. And assign. Okay, so that was the problem. Good. Now we're gonna continue with these plates in here. These are the front plates. Okay, so I'm gonna name these material plates. Just quickly do that. And again, I'm gonna use a mix shader, diffuse and glossy. Okay, so the factor will be about 0.4, because this is going to be kind of a reflective material. Okay, the color in here a little bit yellow as well, something like that. And the roughness, I'm just gonna lower it to 0.1, so it will be kind of reflective. Pretty much this is the material. I'm gonna apply it to this one as well, so just select that and make sure this is selected second. Okay, and press Ctrl L to link materials. Okay, I'm gonna switch a little bit to the first layer, and I'm gonna apply the materials to this object in here. These are going to be the same as this one in here. So furniture, this one will apply to all. Gonna make a new one, and This will be the top. Yeah, this right in here. And again I'm gonna select all the faces and then assign them. Yeah, something like this. And as you can see on this object I don't have the sync, so just these two materials will be applied. Okay, that was it. Press assign and you're done. Okay, these objects in here are done. I'm gonna continue with, let's just say, this step in here. I'm gonna add the material, and this is as well going to be a mix shader. I want to use the diffuse and glossy, and as you know, the tab, or how you call it, the whatever, this object in here is quite reflective, so I'm gonna use more the glossy shader, and for that I'm gonna change this value to 0.8 in here, so it's gonna use more the glossy. Also the roughness maybe 0.3, because this value is quite high in here, so I'm gonna raise that a little bit. Okay. Also, in fact, I'm not gonna use a diffuse shader. I'm just gonna use a glossy shader too. Yeah, so this one will be the coloring. It will give kind of color or something like that. I'll raise this to 0.8. So this will be less reflective, and this will be more reflective, and this one will be used more. So it's kind of a mix between those two. It doesn't have diffuse, it's just reflective. Okay, now I'm gonna model this one, this in here. Gonna add a new material, and again I'm gonna add a glossy with a mix. Make sure it's a mix shader, not a color mix. Okay, so this is not going to be so reflective. Just gonna raise this to 0.9, but pretty much every object has a little bit of reflection, so even if it's quite high, you still need to use the glossy shader. Okay, if you want a white color to this, you can leave it like that, or maybe lower this if it's I don't know, dirty or something like that. Okay, this is the material for that one, and this box in here, I'm just gonna use the same material as the tab in there, so I'm gonna link materials. Okay, maybe the same object for this one, because that's kind of a metal, I don't know, bottle or whatever it is. Now these bottles in here are made out of glass. Yeah, so I'm gonna add a where it is, glass, and that's it. It's easy to do glass. Just the caps in here, I'm gonna add the new materials for them, because the caps are not made out of glass. I'm gonna select them, press assign. Okay, tab out of edit mode, and this This is just going to be a mix between a diffuse, which is white, and transparent, a little bit of transparency I'm gonna add to them. Okay, let's just do this quick render. The landing is on layer 1. Okay, let's just see how much we need to do to lower this 0.2. See if that's good enough. Okay, I have an old computer, so it's renders slowly, really slowly. Okay, in fact I'm gonna raise this to 0.1, and anyway you can see those very well. Again, this is some kind of vase or whatever it should be, and I'm gonna add a material which is just going to be a mix between a diffuse and a glossy. Maybe lower this value in here to something like that, and the roughness of the glossy is quite high, 0.9. That's just a white vase in there. Okay, another thing to model is this mirror, which I'm not actually gonna show you how to model. So slowly I'm just gonna model this quickly. Come on now. Wait a second. Yeah, that's how I do it. I've actually made a video of how to model this, so just check it out. Just gonna do this quickly. It has noise texture and color ramp, where it is. Okay, something like this. And this will be the mirror and its frame. There's a switch to material. Another thing, these lights in here, for them I'm gonna use the tap object or material, so link materials. These two objects in here are linked, so they will share the material, and I'm gonna add a new material for this. Again, I'm gonna use the glossy diffuse and glossy, but I'm gonna use them for these interior faces in here, so just select them and press assign, so that those ones will be white. Perhaps raise this to 0.8 so they will reflect just a little bit of color. And okay, those are done. Again, these objects in here with this one are some glasses. I don't know what they are doing in there. It's how they were on the reference photo, so just gonna choose white in here so we can see a little bit better. And the material that I'm gonna use for them is going to be a transparent one, but if you leave it like this, you ain't gonna see it because it's like almost pure transparent. So I'm gonna use a converter color ramp, so it has a little bit of coloring. Bring this till about the middle, so now it's a little bit dark black, so you can actually see it. Okay, you could link those materials. Okay, Control Z. Didn't link the correct ones. This is going to be the window, the glass. And same for this. Oh, mouse. These are windows as well, so link that. Okay, what did I do? Control L, materials. Seems like I didn't link them correctly. Okay, now it's good. And there's another window in here, but it's linked to that one, so you don't need to link it. Okay, this is another tab, so I'm just gonna use the same material. Link those. And this, the beta bin here is a little bit more reflective than the vase, so I'm just gonna do another material for it separately. Mix shader, diffuse and glossy. Okay, and maybe this one will be a little bit more diffuse than glossy. The glossiness is 0.8. You don't need it to be so reflective. And this is just a white bathtub, so pretty much that's how you do it. Okay, let me just check my time. Okay, well, yeah, sorry about that, I just got a call. Okay, another object which is quite fun is this back plane in here. I'm just gonna quick unwrap it, project from view. Actually no, I'm gonna project from view bounds. Okay, and this is kind of like a dirty material, dirty plane or something like that, and I'm gonna use yeah, a diffuse with an image texture, open, and this is a texture I got from cgtextures.com, so I can't actually provide it with the blend file. You must download it from cgtextures. Okay, so I've used the combination between these two, plaster white and plaster dirty, but for this video I'm just gonna use this plaster dirty. These two are the same, this is just a little bit bigger. L, open image, and as you can see it is dirty, but it seems it doesn't actually look so nice, so I need to use the other one as well. Yeah, plaster white, open image, and this is going to be a mix between those two using a mix shader, something like this. I want to use more this white texture in here because it's a little bit cleaner. Okay, something like that. You could just play around with these options, scale it up or something like that to make it yeah, that's fine. It looks dirty. Okay, so this is another image textures. I've got this one from the internet. I'm not sure where I got it from, some website, so you can just download any picture from the internet and use it. This is a picture, a painting in here, so you could have any image you want. Okay, a thing I did in here is I selected this, make sure you're in face mode, and I added a new material assigned to those, which is a hold out material. So this is just a black material. Okay, material, because if you don't do that, this picture in here will be applied to these faces and the back faces, and if you don't want that, you just make that border black. Okay, almost done. We have the walls to do. This back wall is a little bit different from the others because it has an image texture, which is this one, again from cgtexture.com. Check the links below to download it. Okay, and I'm gonna split this window so you can see how it unwraps. Just gonna U and project from view. Okay, choose this task plane, and of course you need to scale this way up, something like that, till you can see it looks nice. Okay, and this looks quite plain right now if you do it like that, so we need to add a little bit of bump. Just gonna duplicate that one, use nope, color mix, a mix shader, and I'm gonna take this to displacement, so that is the bump, the displacement. Maybe select multiply, and I think I wanna see how it looks. Okay, it rendered a little bit. As you can see, this bump is it's very high. You need a lower one, so I'm just gonna choose a factor of 0.001, and I don't know, for some reason it seems to not work in here. Don't know why. So the thing I did in here to work is I switch this from the color into the factor, and for my scene it works. I don't know why, but yeah, I fixed that somehow, so it works now. Okay, we're almost done. We just need to do the walls, so I'm gonna name this wall. Again, I'm gonna use a mix shader. This scene in here it doesn't has many colors, it's just kind of white, so that's why I'm using pretty much the same material for all of those, because it's just a white scene. Alright, and maybe lower this. Alright, so this is the floor. I'm gonna add this material to all the other walls. This one in here, that one in there. Yeah, I guess those are all. Select last one, this floor object and link materials. Okay, so the outside, oh, I forgot this curtain and this one. This will have the same object as the vase, which is a white material because you can't see it so well in the picture because it's small. And this curtain in here, and I'm gonna use two materials for this. Those two are linked, so I'm just gonna edit one of them. New material, mix shader between diffuse this time and translucent. Yeah, this is going to be a translucent one, so just make it orange or whatever you want the curtain to have the color, and the translucency will be higher than the color, so it will get the color of the emission of the light, which is white. Okay, maybe 0.75. And another material, this time for this part in here. Yeah, just press a sign and this will be white diffuse. You can't see it in the render because it's really small, so this is enough, just a white diffuse. Okay, as you can see, I have two planes in here, which is basically the outside. This is an image texture I got from CG Textures. Yep, again CG Textures. These trees in here, I got the big one, the L. Okay, so actually I imported that with the images as planes add-on, and I scale it up and place it right there. If you got another image resolution, mine is L, so large. If you don't have this one, you have, let's just say, the small one, so the medium one, just use the import images as planes add-on and scale it up and place it right there. This is this one in here, because the scaling will be better. And this one in here, this plane is just an emission, so you would actually see this text, this image in here, because it doesn't have light. Okay, so you won't see this emission material in here. I've checked for this one as well. The camera, I have unchecked the camera ray visibility, so the camera won't see it. Okay, the same for this wall in here. And we're almost done with this tutorial. The camera is going to have a little bit of editing. I'm gonna just go to this panel and add some depth of field, check limits, and maybe the focus point will be somewhere around this window, this glass in there. Okay, choose f-stop and maybe 5 or 4.1. A really slight defocus, you can't actually notice it, but Yeah, and the plate also I forgot to model. Okay, just gonna have a quick mix shader. This one will be a little bit more glossy than diffuse. 0.5. Okay, and that's it. And yeah, that's pretty much how it is. We haven't forgot anything, have we? Nope, I guess no. So I'm just gonna give a quick render to this. Gonna make a lower one and perhaps 500, so we can just go a little bit to the compositor and see if we've got anything to do in there, if it doesn't look nice. And I'm just gonna wait for it to render. Okay, it finished rendering. Gonna place it in here. As you can see, this is still quite noisy, but I don't need this is not a final render, so the tip for you, if you don't need the final render, like without any noise, to composite it. Okay, you just add the nodes in the compositor and then you can render it at whatever sample you want. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this to the compositor, and yep, I forgot to delete these ones in here. Okay, seems like you already have them in your starting file, but anyway, I'm gonna show you how to edit a little bit this picture. First, select use nodes if you haven't, and backdrop. I'm gonna add an output viewer so we can see what we are doing, and I'm gonna start first with distort lens distortion. Okay, and I'm gonna distort this image like just a little bit, 0.001, 0.05, and just a little bit, 0.09, and check fit. Okay, we don't need that to be so high because our camera is good. Alright, next I'm gonna add where is it? Wait a second till I find it. Yep, color balance node. Okay, so this is used to edit a little bit the colors in here. This is used for the midtones, this for the highlights, and this for the shadows. Okay, as you can see there, maybe I need to lower the highlights just a little bit. Okay, something like that. I guess if I maybe turn this to a more yellowish color. Okay, the midtones, I guess those are fine, and maybe the shadows, just gonna raise this for the shadows, not much, so it's a little bit brighter. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much what you can do with the compositor for this image, because we don't need very much post-processing. The image is quite clear. We don't have any lights in the lights that we can see in here, so we add some blur or glare node. Okay, so yeah, I guess this is it. You can play around with these options in here if you like, see what's best for your image. I'm gonna save this. And yeah, this is the end of the tutorial. Okay, some rendering tips. Yeah, the render. For my rendering that I show you at the beginning, let's just see where it was. Yeah, this one. Actually, this was done using 2000 samples. So as you can see, it's still quite noisy. So for your final render, maybe you can raise it up to 3000. Then if it's still noisy, you can still raise it up. Okay. Performance. I have the tile size in here is 88. If you render to GPU, my GPU isn't supported because it's old, as I was saying. You switch this to 256 because it will lower your rendering time. Yeah, usually 256 is quicker if you render to GPU. And yeah, pretty much this is the tutorial. Hope you liked it, and I don't know, leave me a comment below, and see you next time.